This movie was based on a novel, which I haven't read, written by someone who shall remain nameless because I forgot. Edgar something? It's Edward Ashton. Ashton. Thank you, Edward Ashton.
You're applying to be an expendable?
You read through the paperwork?
Yeah. I should have read through it.
To escape from a loan shark on Earth, Mickey Barnes signs up to be an expendable on a colony mission to the icy planet of Niflheim. As an expendable, his job is to die. Over and over again. He's basically a crash test dummy, a space monkey, a glorified copy-paste experiment. After each death, his body is 3D printed and his mind is reinstalled from the latest save. It's the most crappy job on the ship. But of course, one day there's a mix-up and suddenly there are two Mickeys. And this little mistake has some pretty massive ramifications. So, right off the bat, I love this film. I think it's great, but a little bit of a warning though, it's a lot. We'll get to that in a bit, but I love how unique this movie felt. I've never seen anything like this. But like I said, it's a lot. It's a story about finding your place in the universe. It's about believing in yourself, and it's even a love story. But it's also about humanity, what it means to be human. It's about standing up against fascism, classism, and imperialism. And there's a ton of sci-fi world building that honestly probably works better in the book. But despite all of that, this movie is incredibly charming, it's very funny, and most of all, it has a lot of heart. But what really stands out is its satirical, sarcastic tone. It reminded me a little of Starship Troopers, where the fascism satire is very much present.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
Here it's done in a different but equally brilliant way. And it's not just fascism, there's a lot of other things it's satirizing, and you either like that or you don't. I happen to love it. And every single character, every actor is fantastic in this, especially Robert Pattinson, who is just great as this losery anti-hero. Mickey Barnes is also the narrator of this story, and even the tone of his voice has this underdog quality to it. I've been a fan of Pattinson ever since I saw The Rover with Guy Pearce. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out.
Who are you?
I'm Ray. Is that what you mean?
And the same goes for Naomi Ackie. She was fantastic in Blink Twice, and she's equally fantastic here. The villain is played by Mark Ruffalo, an awful right-wing politician who's leading the colony to Niflheim. Did I just say Niflheim? Anyway, he's got his own cult-like following, complete with dumb hats and an even dumber slogan. Ruffalo absolutely steals the show here. His wife, Ilfa, played by the great Toni Collette, has this weird obsession with sauces, and the satire is thickest with these two characters. That might be the part of the movie that's the most off-putting for general audiences, because it's not subtle, it's in your face. But I'm a huge fan of that kind of satire because, let's be honest, everything in the news is over the top and ridiculous nowadays. So the sarcasm has to match the insanity of the times we're living in, and at least Bong Joon Ho has the guts to flat out say it. Only a director like him could take a story this insane, this chaotic and weird, and make it feel grounded. He is really good at visual storytelling, and he storyboards every single scene before shooting. I haven't read the novel yet, so I can't tell you what's different, except for the title. Because the book is called Mickey 7, but they changed it to Mickey 17 to really emphasize the repetitiveness of his job. And honestly, that makes total sense, because Mickey number 17 suddenly becomes afraid of dying. There are so many other interesting subjects in this film, but I don't want to spoil anything. You shouldn't even watch the trailer before seeing the movie. So yeah, I highly recommend Mickey 17. It's unique, it's funny, it has a great message, but most of all, it's very entertaining.